No, you're
Yeah,
fine.
what's the look like?
You
right
look
now?
5.
What are we got right? Okay.
So
Are we yelling?
23.
Okay, so what do we have to do? So our first business together was the accounting firm.
Was the accounting firm, yeah. You were doing the accounting work and I did financial planning. Yeah, a long time ago.
Hung that shingle.
Pre-kids.
We basically stuck our middle fingers up to our family businesses.
Yeah. Family business didn't appreciate our talents.
No, so we left.
So we said, okay. Well,
We were rebels.
I think we had 2 clients to begin with.
And Eric's famous words were,
It's all gonna work out.
I could dig his eyes out. So building a business in Rhode Island was pretty fun actually, because Mr. Wonderful, Mr. CEO, decided that we should go on radio. We started out with mostly just radio and then your direct marketing and newspapers back in the day when people used to actually read newspapers,
Yeah,
the
we go back
paper ones.
25 years ago, things were a little different. Newspapers, you know, direct referrals, direct mail, and TV.
And radio.
And radio, that was it.
Most of it came from referrals.
But I think the most amount of our clients came in from the radio. I helped
We
us-
did the commercials ourselves. We didn't pay for anybody to do the commercials. That was a treat. Our phone number back in the day was, I'll never forget it, it was 401-464-4664. Why don't you give that a try? Go ahead, do it.
401-464-4664.
Okay, do it without trying. Do it without being focused.
Becky did a line, I did a line. Becky did a line, I did a line. By the time the commercial was over, I got just the last part of it, and I got kicked out of doing the telephone number.
So here's what it was. So give us a call at 401-464-4664. And then Eric came in, that's 464-4664. Like,
We still notice that I would say 70 to 80% of our business comes from word of mouth. So in an industry such as ours, when you're dealing with people's money and you're really taking a genuine concern in them, it's just the way business is done. So
yeah, I think one of the other biggest things is that you never speak to anyone but us. And what I mean by that is all of our staff is completely certified and trained, and they deal with the clients on the front line for the most part. But whenever the bigger issues come up, whenever the tax planning or the strategies or anything along that nature, the bigger ended parts of running a business, that always falls on only the 2 of us. So that to me is huge, because we know each and every one of our clients inside and out. We know their families, we know their likes and their dislikes, we know their personalities. So we take a true genuine interest. It's not just a cookie cutter chop shop. Usually fallen out twice or 3 times today, so my alarm goes off that says you will persevere. So
I thought it was, what do you mean no vacations?
no. Usually the bottom has fallen out of my day, so I need a reminder at 12 o'clock to tell me that I will persevere no matter what is happening.
You'll get through this, honey, you will.
Where we're just, manufacturing tax returns and bookkeeping and CFO outsourcing in a model, and we just say, here you go, have a nice day. It's not like that.
yeah, and what I find is it's very noisy out there, and everybody's on their phones and dealing with the internet. So everybody has some kind of pitch. $99 for bookkeeping, $149 for bookkeeping, $199 for bookkeeping, but it's not really, what we do for clients. All right, let's talk about virtual.
No. What do you mean let's talk about virtual?
See, here's the situation.
Oh, he wants to claim this now.
No,
See,
I'm not claiming it. I dug my heels in. I'm going to admit to it. So.
Alright. Go ahead. He didn't want
I
any
did not want to do
part
virtual.
of virtual. Wanted nothing to do with my soapbox again.
This
that I was
happened many
standing
years
on.
ago. This is just not a recent thing due to what's happening in the world today. But we introduced virtual some time ago, and I was very much the traditionalist. It was always face-to-face, talking about numbers, talking about clients, that relationship. And I always thought that old school mentality, they have to be with the person to do their taxes and all that kind of good stuff. So Becky going back about 5 years ago, said, Eric, we really need to go virtual. This way people who don't want to come to the office, they don't have to.
Okay, wait. But realize one thing, okay? Like, I manage most of the operations in the office. Therefore, Eric handles the strategic plays of the business that we're in, right? So for all the companies, but for our business specifically, I go to Eric and I will say to him, I want to do this. And he's like, huh? And I say, yeah, this is what I want to do. Here's why I want to do it. Let's figure out if we can do it. And then it's all out of my head. It goes into his head, and then he figures out. Like, I'll tell him how I think we have to execute the situation, but it's his job to figure that out. That's the CEO. He has to make it work. I just kind of come up with stuff and say, hey, look, here's what I'm seeing on the front line, and I think we can make this better. So can we do this? And usually his initial reaction is,
well, a lot of it had to do with the fact that we were a typical accounting firm, doing taxes. We were doing some planning for our clients, don't get me wrong, and gave them the extra attention. But it kind of launched the CFO concept was because we wanted to be more materially involved with helping the owners grow their businesses. Meaning this is so much more gratification in that. So, I mean, that launched the CFO, and at that point we had to do more of a virtual situation. It just wasn't seeing the people that would be able to get to our office, but it was also at that point, why would we limit ourselves to that? Let's expand outside of a town or a city or the state.
see how I came around to that? It was good, huh?
Yeah, that's good.
I know.
I didn't say that pretty good.
I did. Like, you owned it. I mean, I'm so impressed.
Over the years, it's just hard for us entrepreneurs that Becky and I are not to take advantage of opening other businesses. So through the years, we've accumulated not just the accounting firm, but we have 3 other businesses as well.
We own a Prestige Fitness and Gymnastics Center with a business partner. We also own Salon Sapphire with a business partner, and we have a holdings company for the real estate that we own. So we have a lot of facets going on right now, but that's where we are today only because we saw a need. I also think too, one of the reasons we built was because we actually have fun. We have personality and we see the potential for growth, and we just have to redirect. And so I think we're that sounding board back
And the
to them.
accountability partner.
Yeah, and I think that piece of our puzzle is what makes us different.